Surprising decision by Carlos Alcaraz after the Six Kings Slam final. The Spaniard will lead a favored Spain in the Davis Cup following Sinner's shocking withdrawal. Carlos Alcaraz is back in action. The world number 1 will lead the Spanish team in the Davis Cup Final 8, to be held from November 19 to 23 in Bologna, as confirmed on Monday by captain David Ferrer. His return, after missing the previous rounds, is a morale boost for a team dreaming of victory. But that wasn't the big news of the day, which was somewhat expected. In a surprising twist, Jannik Sinner will not be with Italy at this event, a withdrawal that completely shakes up the competitive landscape. The hero of the last 2 editions, undefeated and decisive in both of Italy's triumphs, has decided to withdraw due to physical issues and scheduling problems. This development places Spain as one of the main contenders for the title, alongside Germany led by Alexander Zverev, the world number 3. Carlos Alcaraz, absent in both ties against Switzerland and Denmark, arrives eager to make a statement after a remarkable year, 8 titles, including 2 Grand Slams. Ferrer speaks about Alcaraz. When asked about the national team, he was clear in highlighting the figure of Carlos Alcaraz, a differential player who defines much of Spain's chances, something that also happened during Rafa Nadal's era, when Ferrer himself was the second option. Now, he must decide who will fill that role among several candidates. It's always good to have the best players, and having the world number 1 is a privilege for the captain and the team as well, because, whether you like it or not, he often guarantees you a point. Regarding that number 2 spot, Ferrer believes it's still open, as it depends on how the players arrive physically. It's the end of the year, and some players finish better physically and mentally than others, so that's what will determine it. Playing in Italy doesn't have to be a bad thing. As for playing in Italy after many years of competing in Spain, where the home crowd support was strong, Ferrer doesn't think it will be an issue, especially in the quarterfinals against the Czech Republic, where he expects the crowd to be neutral. That could change if they face Italy, the host team, but he doesn't think it will have a major impact. These players have a lot of experience. Unless we play Italy, where the crowd will obviously be on their side, it will feel pretty neutral. He even believes the Carlos Alcaraz factor could sway some local fans. I think they might support Spain more because Carlos Alcaraz is there. It's no secret why we play these events. Jannik Sinner defends exhibition tournaments after winning the Six Kings Slam. Jannik Sinner defended exhibition tournaments, alongside his rival Carlos Alcaraz, after claiming the Six Kings Slam title. The Italian, currently world number 2, emphasized the importance of hosting exhibition events featuring the world's best players after receiving a lucrative prize for retaining the trophy. The Six Kings Slam has drawn attention since its announcement back in 2024, mainly for offering the richest prize in tennis history, $6 million for the champion, surpassing even Grand Slam prize money. For Sinner, who won for the second consecutive year, it took just 3 victories to secure the multi-million-dollar prize. In the final, he defeated Alcaraz, just as in 2024, this time comfortably by 6-2 and 6-4. The exhibition featured a stellar lineup including Novak Djokovic, Taylor Fritz, Alexander Zverev, and Stefanos Tsitsipas. However, one of the most debated topics in recent years has been the packed ATP calendar, leaving top players with almost no rest throughout the season. Recently, Holger Rune's Achilles tendon injury, sustained at the Stockholm Open, reignited the debate, with Jack Draper and Taylor Fritz calling on the ATP to address the growing number of injuries players face due to mandatory commitments. Still, 4-time Grand Slam champion Jannik Sinner defended these exhibitions, saying they are key to tennis's global growth in audience and visibility. The product we already have is incredible, we've got great tournaments worldwide and big audiences, but can we make it better? Of course, said the world number 2. Fan and kid-focused events, exhibitions, are essential, that's why we're here. There are several reasons why we're here, it's no secret. But if we can make things better, why not? The heavy official calendar hasn't stopped many of the same players who criticize it, like Fritz or even Carlos Alcaraz, from joining exhibitions throughout the year, adding extra physical demands. The Spanish world number 1 recently clarified that playing an exhibition is not comparable to the demands of long official events like Masters 1000 or Grand Slams. When I see people complaining about us playing exhibitions, I don't really get it, said Alcaraz, because, as I said, it's not really mentally demanding compared to long events that last 2 or 2.5 weeks. Those are really tough. Alcaraz and Sinner talk about their relationship beyond tennis. Jannik Sinner once again defeated Carlos Alcaraz in the Six Kings Slam 2025 final, 6-2, 6-4, as he did in 2024. Though it's a friendly exhibition tournament held in Saudi Arabia, the prize money, Sinner took home $6 million, exceeds that of any Grand Slam. It was Sinner's second win over the Spaniard in 2025. They've faced each other many times this season, often in finals. They are the two players everyone wants to see right now, and both admit that when one loses to the other, it motivates him to train harder and find solutions. That's what Jannik did after losing in the Roland Garros final. And he went on to win Wimbledon. Carlos, after falling at the All England club, focused several training sessions on his Italian rival and got revenge at the US Open. Now, the ball is back in Sinner's court. We've spent days working on what to improve, he admitted. Rivals and friends. That rivalry doesn't prevent them from having a more than cordial relationship. We have a special relationship, a friendship off the court besides the rivalry on it. People might think that's not possible, but we show that it is. We talk a lot more than people think, said Alcaraz. We have a good friendship off the court too. It's fantastic, we don't have to be enemies off the court. On it, we are rivals and try to play our best tennis, but that's where it ends. We shake hands and everything goes back to normal, replied Jannik. They also exchanged messages on social media. Sinner posted the classic thank you message after the tournament, and Carlos replied, "Nice one, Jannik. Next time, golf, skiing, and karting, ha." Impactful message from Alcaraz about Sinner after the loss. Carlos Alcaraz dedicated some heartfelt words to Jannik Sinner after losing the Six Kings Slam 2025 final. Unforced errors punished Carlos Alcaraz, who ended up losing in straight sets to a completely unstoppable Jannik Sinner. The Italian's composure from the baseline dictated the match as the world number 2 triumphed at the 2025 Six Kings Slam. Despite trying to adjust his strategy in the second set, nothing changed the outcome, with a brilliant Sinner cruising through. These were Alcaraz's words after the defeat in Saudi Arabia. When Jannik plays at this level, it's always tough. Today he was just too good, everyone got to enjoy his tennis. It was a very high level, said Carlos Alcaraz during the trophy ceremony. He played great today, didn't let me find my rhythm. He said he improved his serve, and I could see it. I didn't have a single break point, which I'm not used to. When he serves that well, it's really hard to play. I couldn't find solutions. That adds extra pressure, especially against such a great returner. Do you really like it when Sinner plays like that? Not much, the Spaniard said jokingly. Sometimes it feels like he's playing ping pong. It's not fun to be on the other side of the net. I always say that when he plays at such an incredible level, it motivates me to go back to the court, train, and give 100%. It pushes me to be better. It's like a puzzle, sometimes I don't like it, but it gives me that extra motivation. Alcaraz and his special friendship with Sinner. I've texted him several times to see how he's doing, to congratulate him. We have a special relationship, a friendship off the court besides our on-court rivalry that people might think is too competitive to allow for that. But we've shown it's possible. We talk a lot more than people think, Carlos admitted. Alcaraz analyzes the rest of the season. There are still some indoor tournaments left. I'm trying to adapt to the surfaces. I don't have the best record on them, but I'm working to improve. The number 1 ranking is at stake, so I'll give my best. Sinner explains the importance of his rivalry with Alcaraz. I think about it a lot. Jannik Sinner, world number 2, spoke about his relationship with Carlos Alcaraz and their battle for the top ranking. Impressive. That's the best word to describe Jannik Sinner's performance in the Six Kings Slam 2025 final. Even though it's clearly an exhibition tournament, the world number 2 didn't take his foot off the gas at any moment as he successfully defended his title. With a commanding win over Carlos Alcaraz, the Italian proved he has the level to fight for every ball, showing a range of skills that blended perfectly with the fun atmosphere typical of the Six Kings Slam. I wish I could play like this everywhere. First of all, it's always great to share the court with Carlos, to see his whole team. You guys do an amazing job throughout the season, working hard and winning big titles, so thanks for letting me have one, said Sinner on court, smiling. We come here because we love the atmosphere, we love playing here. The organization is incredible. Jannik Sinner on his rivalry with Carlos Alcaraz. When I train, I think a lot about improving for the next time we face each other. That's exactly why we need Carlos and other great players, to keep improving by learning from them. For me, it's Carlos. Especially this season, we've played each other many times. I've lost to Carlos quite a few times. It's an honor and a pleasure to share the court with him, but at the same time, you want to get better as a player, and for that, you need rivalries, and even more importantly, a beautiful friendship off the court. We have a very special friendship. I've had some very tough losses but also great wins. It's a great rivalry. We're one of many, but showing this level of tennis makes me really happy. This year it'll be impossible to take back the number 1 spot. I love playing indoors and finishing the season with tournaments in Italy. The emotional moment between Sinner and Alcaraz after the Six Kings Slam final. Both players shared a heartfelt embrace after the match. Jannik took home a massive financial win, but a symbolic one in sporting terms. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner were competing for one of the largest prize purses in tennis history. The Italian ultimately prevailed, but their post-match embrace was worth more than any prize money. The player from San Candido and the one from El Palmar shared a touching hug after the Six Kings Slam final. Both have had a year full of success, splitting the 4 Grand Slams between them. Given the demanding schedule, it was clear that both arrived physically drained to the Saudi Arabian event. Sinner sealed the match quickly with a 6-2, 6-4 scoreline. Carlitos fell to the Italian, showing some signs that his ankle might still not be fully recovered from the sprain suffered in Tokyo. Jannik, for his part, was also dealing with fatigue after withdrawing from Shanghai due to cramps. The two shared laughs after the match, once again showing their good vibes. It doesn't matter that they're each other's toughest rivals. Alcaraz and Sinner are fierce opponents on the court but continue to prove that off it, they share a healthy and genuine friendship.